So you should be prepared to see some arbitrary equation that is a quadratic equation in both x and y that you'll have to complete the square and then from there be able to somehow recuperate or recover the ellipse form, the standard form. And then you can get the picture. Y'all all right? Okay. Why don't we let you do one? All right. I'm going to actually give you two to do. We have, what, 15 minutes left? I'm going to give you two. And all I want you to do is get these in standard form. Okay, the first one is going to be 9x squared plus 4y squared minus 18x plus 16y minus 11 equals 0. I would like for you to put that into standard form. It's an ellipse, okay? I'm telling you that. After you do that one, I want you to try to do this one. You're probably going to get a little hung up, but I want you to try and do there's a big difference between those two problems. So get through the first one, see how it goes, and then on the second one, complete the square, and then just kind of see what you get, all right? Wait a minute, we only have, wow. That's what happens when you have a 25-minute quiz. Does anyone have questions on the first one? How many of you are done with the first one? Pretty much everyone? Okay, it's almost there. Okay, I think that's probably enough time for the first one. So everyone was okay with this? No questions? Okay, on the second one, I know some of you hadn't had an opportunity to look at it, but there's a big difference between these two. What's the big difference? The x is not squared, right? So you cannot complete the square on both of these, right? Because you only have the y that you can complete the square on. So you wind up getting, completing the square on the y, but your x, you just have to leave it completely untouched. So we sit here and we go, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? Well, this is not an ellipse. That's the deal. It's not an ellipse. In order to have an ellipse, you've got to have both your variables squared somewhere in the equation to get an ellipse or a circle or a hyperbola. So we're not talking about hyperbolas, but I showed you them earlier. Hyperbolas, ellipses, and circles all required your x and y to both be squared. What if you only have one variable squared and the other one's not? Like this. Well, there's your parabola, right? We're used to seeing the parabola. The parabola that we've studied, like we've seen before, is the standard one, y equals x squared. That's your good old, whatever, basic old parabola. But the idea here is that you have an equation. You have one variable is not squared, the other one is. Here, both variables are squared, ellipse, circle, or hyperbola. That's what we've got here, all right? This case is parabola. But our parabolas, as you can see, which I've handed you, it's on the other side of the ellipse, we can have all sorts of parabolas. We can have parabolas that open up, open down, open left, and open right. The ones that we've studied in the past have always opened up or down. And the reason why is because we needed them to be functions. And so they had to pass the vertical line test. But in general, parabolas don't have to be up or down. They could be left and right. And see, if it opens left or... No, that's not left. If it opens up left or right, then it would fail the vertical line test. But that's okay, because circles aren't functions, ellipses aren't functions, right? But we can still study them and graph them. So that's what we're doing now. We're going to look at parabolas. We're going to say, hey, look, what is the standard equation? This is like the standard equation for an ellipse. What's the standard equation for a parabola? And we have, it's here, and we'll deal with that next time. Does that sound okay? So next class, I anticipate we'll talk about parabola. And maybe one last little topic. And I think we'll be good at that point. I don't think I will have left anything off that I don't want to. So have a good weekend, get caught up on everything, and I'm in the process of doing the exam correction, adding, doing something to your grades with that, and I think everything else I've put in. So we are a week away. When's our final? Oh yeah, that's right, I never updated the calendar.
If you look at just the it's for syllabus, it's like written out, like typed, and I think it's at the 8th.
The 8th?
Yeah, but like the link to the printable one.
Okay, so the printable one cut it off, but the syllabus has the date, and it says the 8th, which is the Wednesday, not Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be on a Tuesday. All right. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. Remember, the college is closed tomorrow.
It is?
Yes, it's a holiday. It is the